Ready?
He did everything he said. And he overcame my introduction. All right, intro. Our next comic is Irish Catholic guy from Detroit who grew up in a black neighborhood, which means his childhood was full of guilt, shame, and a lot of bruises. Dan Fitzpatrick!
Yeah.
Thank you, appreciate that. Alright, I'm going to take a shot at holding this instead of leering over at you. So anyway, for those of you who don't know, being Irish Catholic, especially your mic closer, sorry.
There you go.
Especially in my folks era, would be sort of the equivalent of marriage Alcatraz. Like, once you're in, and you're not getting the fuck out. I don't care if you steal a spoon from the cafeteria, you're gonna spend 40 years digging a hole that you're not gonna get out of. Whereas nowadays, I'm married, not that long, but I kind of would compare it to more like maybe marital Shawshank, which, if you don't like being married, you pick at the wall that's made out of sand and toothpaste, poke a hole in it, crawl through some shit, and you end up with half the warden's money. Now, my folks have been married for at least 40 years, and 20 of it not even under the same roof. And their relationship has been distilled into like a Tolstoy novel, which would be more like war and no fucking peace. Ever. Now, you have to picture my parents arguing, right? This, knip knop, accusations, character appraisal, screaming at each other, spit, finger waggling, and up over the horizon comes the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. Whereas my mother, excuse me, I fucked that up. The 4 horsemen of the apocalypse show up. Thy reckoning is upon us. Where my mom would then say, could you guys come back in like 10 minutes? Because I'm kind of on a roll here, pick on the head. And by the way, Ed, are these your fucking drinking buddies? Because I'm not cleaning up horse shit. But that's pretty much where my parents' relationship's at. I kind of avoided introducing them to technology, like Skype, because I know if I gave it to them, it'd end up being a weapon, and I'd have to start calling it gripe. I just could see them sort of back and forth with a bad connection. You cock sucker! No passion, dick, that kind of stuff. So I've avoided that. I was thought about paying for phone sex for my dad, because he's, 70 and, he's fucking 70. But I think he could only get off if some lady with a smoker's voice yelled at him for 20 minutes. And then he'd fall asleep. I've had nightmares about which one of my parents would die first, and the one that remained living would be caught at the funeral opening up the urn, screaming into it one last time. I'm pretty sure my mom learned CPR only so that she could resuscitate my dad and still bitch at him, one last time. So anyway, growing up in Detroit in the late 70s and early 80s, my neighborhood was a rough neighborhood, but not like today. But people didn't seem to sweat shit like they do now. Things, you would just do stuff that seems bad, was like a poor choice, but it always sort of worked out. For example, my old man, I'm not kidding, 73 Impala, front brakes were like wheat thins. They were so fucking thin. The front bucket seat broke one time, and my dad pulled it out and took a card table chair and anchored it into the car. I'm not fucking kidding. The windows are rolled up, mom chain smoking, right? My little sister in the back window, sleeping. My other sister and I strapped in the back seat with like one seatbelt, squeezing the air out of us. My sister was 12, but she looked like she was 20 with some big tits hanging out of the fucking seatbelt. You know what? I was 15, I think, until I realized I thought my dad called his dick Budweiser, because he always had a can between his legs. While he was driving, I'm drinking and driving, and nothing ever happened. Nothing ever happened. So, my mom was sort of I guess you'd say she was the good cop, bad cop, priest, chauffeur, boxing instructor. In fact, my mom was the one that taught me how to protect myself. Because I came home one night after I got the shit beat out of me, and my mom was very no-nonsense, though. And so she basically looked at me and she said, now you tuck your thumbs in, you protect your face, now off you go. This is true too. I was standing in the driveway one morning waiting for my sister, I guess, to go to school, and these two kids pulled me into the alley next to our house, wrapped a slinky around me, and lit my fucking jacket on fire. I come back into the house, you know, there's soot all over me, my hair's all mangled. My mom looks at me, she knocks the soot off of my coat, says, where are your gloves? Now off you go. Boy, man, I didn't think I was going to have...
That was solid.
Good, MC!
Yeah, I had like another... I didn't get to the good stuff.
You got that.
Good.
You got that.
Yeah.
Scott.
I think I didn't get to the A stuff.
Right, exactly. So, but that's why it's important to do the editing now and know where we got next week to get the A stuff in.
Yeah, so because that's all like down here, I think I made it to right here because I had some good callbacks with the, you know, that's kind of,
Right.
which the class helped us with last week. A lot of good jokes that people pitched.
I love that.
Yeah, I used a bunch of them.
I didn't introduce to my parents to technology like phones. Okay, never mind. I want an act out of that smoky voice lady that would be.
I thought about that.
Doing that.
So are you touching yourself?
Now it's got to be
I want when you come back in after being lit on fire, she lights a cigarette off your jacket and then brushes off. Off you go.
And when you do your mom,
Make her a little bit more like that too. She's got a rasp. Because it's a nice Irish accent.
Top of the barn to tour your boy.
But I'd make her heavy smoke. Get in there and do like that.
I have to work on that. Maybe I could do it with like as she's talking to me, she's got a Pall Mall wiggling in her mouth, like you know, something like that.
Pall Mall. I haven't thought about Pall Mall. My uncle smoked those too. It was like the people who really wanted to die
Fucking
of
hardcore,
cigarettes.
man. Fucking hardcore.
No filters and shit.
Where's my man Jason? Oh, he went to the bathroom. I didn't get to Tanisha.
I think you should. I think you should also say. Your mom said, you know, here's your little boy. You put your thumbs in like this. You protect your fish. You hit at them. Now go pick a fight. It was like move along, go pick a fight. Wasn't just that's what I want. Yes, go ahead.
I fucking busted up. Just the image of somebody getting wrapped in a slinky and lit on fire.
There's a picture somewhere. I'm not kidding. And I'm like, you know, the soot and it's bad. Yeah.
And what would be funny is if your mom went, how did they tie you up with a slinky and set you on fire?
Where are your fucking gloves?
How about, I just spent 69 cents for that slinky. Getting mad at you for it or something, I don't know.
I didn't get to Tanisha.
David, Jason, and Julita.
This is like an idea. I thought it was hilarious how like your dad always had the Budweiser between his legs. You say something like, first time I was in kinder or something. I said, can I go get rid of my Budweiser or something because you thought your penis was a Budweiser?
Maybe tie that in after.
Yeah, I don't know, just an idea.
Yeah, you
Well,
said
I mean,
to a girl, your first girlfriend, kiss my Budweiser. Put my Budweiser in your mouth.
Maybe bring that in earlier so I can call it back a little bit.
Could be.
Okay.
I would just say, get more into your mom's.
Well, I did, you know, the stuff that we worked on last week. I thought.
Maybe like a little heavier on the accent.
Yeah, oh yeah. Well, maybe.
But I mean, you did good, man.
I was trying to do it in the hallway without disrupting
Yeah.
the psychotic leprechaun in the hallway.
You leaked that.
When you said about your father, it's like I want to surprise us. When my father was 70, I bought him extra line, sex line. Like don't make it
An
like
extra sex line?
Yeah, like something like this, like something which is gonna be. Like we thinking you good son and we're actually buying him sex line, you know, like.
Oh, an
something-
extra sex line.
Yeah, extra
To
sex
double
line.
up on it.
Yeah.
Okay. We could go that
Something
way.
which.
You could also say, introduce my father to, I wanted to introduce him, and he called me up next day and said, man, that thing hurts. You're doing it wrong, Dad. You're supposed to call somebody on it.
The instructions are the same though. Tuck in your thumbs. Now go on. Get your face. And go on.
In your face. You can't take away my freedom!
They're magically delicious.
So I like the Budweiser joke there, but if I drop that, I could get to this other stuff we worked on last week that had two more setups with Off You Go, which these guys liked, thought it was really funny, right?
Yeah, it was good.
But the Budweiser joke kind of works. I like it. I like that I thought my dad's dick was called, he called it Budweiser.
That's funny. That's funny.
I don't know if I would have cut
See,
that.
well, the thing is, you don't always have to cut it permanently. It's like set it on the back burner,
Okay.
but you're in the right place right now because the only way you're going to learn how to edit shows is to be put in the position that you are now and
To
go,
have to do it.
I have to fucking
Gotcha.
do this.
Gotcha.
And it's with everybody. You understand my philosophy of teaching is I won't do it for you, as you guys have kind of, well, pitch jokes and help and stuff, but there's many people call me up and say, which ones should I take out? No, you've got to figure that out for yourself. Because I know how to do it. I would know which jokes to take out. But you need to learn. And also to keep the story going good. Oh, if I pull this joke out, I like that a lot, but the story
moves on better.
moves
Yeah, right.
smoother. And I've had that happen before. I go, fuck, it's my favorite
Yes,
joke.
me in 5 years. Go ahead.
If you're lucky. If you're lucky. Did your mom drink? Mom drink Budweiser too?
No, Mom wasn't
She
a
always
drinker.
had
Mom,
one in between her legs?
well, maybe 3 times. Me and my sisters. That was it.
Never.
No. See, these guys thought it would be funnier if I did it with an Irish accent as opposed to just some Irish broad in Detroit.
Yeah.
So and that's why I thought
I think it is fun.
You know.
I just wanted the voice to be hard and
Yeah,
hard like this. You know,
if I could only do it with like a hole in my throat.
yeah, you can
Tracheotomy.
Yeah.
tracheotomy.
You gotta plug the hole every time you tell your mom.
Yeah, you know.
All right.
It's
So
nice to see. That's where I'm going. What are you wearing? Give him a round of applause.